What is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video, my sports Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over a football game for Monday, January 9th, 2023. I'm going to show you highlights of each side, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And I wish you guys the best luck on all your picks for this day, for this game. Let's go ahead and get into the game. We're going to be looking at the CFP National Championship presented by AT&T. The number 3 seed TCU Horned Frogs versus the number 1 Georgia Bulldogs. On this side of the screen is what I call my daily numbers, date numerology, Gregorian Hebrew calendar. And then on this side of the screen is what I call my game numbers, numbers specific to the game. The way that I have it structured here is I have the name of the event right up top here. I have the location of the event, the city, state, stadium, coordinates. Right here is the number 3 seed, their coach's record, his bowl record, their quarterback name, Gematria. It's a little bit of information about the quarterback, his birthday, really. The TCU season record, their overall bowl record, and their championship record. In the middle is the all-time head-to-head records between the two teams. And then at the bottom is the number 1 seed, their season record, their bowl record, their championship record, their quarterback, their coach, his record, stuff like that. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. But before we do, TCU Horned Frogs has my bias number. TCU Horned Frogs have my bias number. You go, wait, there's no bias number there. Well, you got to spell out Texas Christian University, right? Texas Christian University Horned Frogs. Texas Christian, oh, I said Christina. Christian, if I spell it correctly, Texas Christian University Horned Frogs. Sums to 182. This game takes place in California, which sums to 182. Featuring a quarterback, Georgia. Their quarterback was born on October 28th, 10/28, like a 128 or 281. The only thing that disappoints me is this game comes on the 282nd day of the Hebrew religious side of the calendar, one day after the 281st day. That's kind of a disappointment. I wish it would have fell on the 281. It would have been much more fun that way. But Texas Christian University Horned Frogs, 182, my bias number. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to the game. First, I'm going to go over some numbers for Georgia to win this game, and then I'm going to go over some numbers for the TCU to win. Actually, I'm going to start with TCU. Let's start with my bias number, TCU, in California, which sums to 182, against the quarterback that was born on October 28th, which looks like a 128 or 28-1. One day after the 281st day of the Hebrew religious. We'll start with TCU. Let's start with TCU, and then we'll go over Georgia. Georgia is the huge, heavy favorite in this game, so we'll do them last. Let's look at the underdog. What can make the underdog win this game? There is a number. There is a number that will allow TCU to win this game, and that number is the number 33. 33 date numerology on the Gregorian. Coordinates for the stadium is the 33rd North. The coach for TCU could become 3-3, like 33, in a bowl record for his career with a TCU win. If you write out the number 33 written out sums to 141. TCU become 14-1 for a season record with the win. Georgia would become 14-1 with the record with the loss. The Georgia coach would get his 16th loss all time for his career. If you write out 16, sums to 33. TCU, they can get their 14th win for the season. Georgia would sit on 14 wins for the season as TCU becomes 1-4 head-to-head against Georgia to go with like 14 and or 41, whichever way you want to look at it. If you look at it through the 41 part of it, where Georgia falls 4-1 head-to-head against TCU with the loss, 41 is the 13th prime number. This is the number 1 seed versus the number 3 seed versus kind of like 13. Georgia has a quarterback that wears the number 13. TCU would get their 19th bowl win as a team on the 9th day of January, 1/9, like 19. If you write out the number 19, it sums to 41, the 13th prime number. Quarterback for TCU is Max Duggan. His name sums to 151, the 36th prime number. This is TCU's 36th overall bowl game as a team. They could keep Georgia on 36 bowl wins as a team with a Georgia loss. This will be a day leaving 73 left in the Hebrew religious calendar. Georgia would become 7-3, or Georgia's coach would become 7-3 as a coach, specifically for Georgia. Or is it for bowl wins? I should look that up. Shoot. Not basketball, football. I can spell it correctly. Georgia. Very smart. Okay, so it's for the bowl. 7-2. Okay. It's for the bowl. So he could become 7-3. 10th bowl. 7-3 for a bowl record with a loss. And what else? That might be it. Oh, also to support the potential 4-1 head-to-head, like 41. If you write out 41, comes to 118. This is the CFP National Championship, which comes to 118. And I think that might be what I have for the TCU upset side. Let's go ahead and move on to Georgia. What would it take for Georgia to win this game? Georgia's a huge favorite. It'd be no shocker at all if Georgia wins this game.
Sorry to interrupt this video, you guys, but I need a huge favor from you. Can you go ahead and like this video and leave a comment below on who you think's going to win? It's going to help with the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help grow my channel. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let's go ahead and get back into the video.
But what would help them win this game with numbers? This game is taking place in Inglewood, California, which comes to 321 and 105. But let's look at the 321. What's interesting about this location is this is where the last Super Bowl was at. When the Rams won the Super Bowl at home in 2022, it was played on February 13th, 2/12 or 12/3, Inglewood, California, 321. The TCU quarterback was born on March 12th, 3/12 or 12/3. TCU could become 13-2 for a season record with the loss. 13-2, 132, 312, Inglewood, California, 321. They're all just anagrams of each other. Georgia would get their 37th bowl win as a team. 37 sums to 132. As they become 15-0 for a season record with the win, kind of like the number 150. 150 sums to 231. These are all just anagrams of each other. Also, that the 15-0 is an anagram of 105. And then we could look at the number 3 seed versus the number 1 seed, like 13. Georgia quarterback wears the number 13. It could keep TCU on 13 wins for the season with a loss. Today does have, or the day of this game does have 17-date numerology on the Gregorian. That could be a reason why TCU gets their 17th bowl loss as a team. Georgia quarterback, born on 10/28, my bias number, 128, 281, 182. He could become 29-3 for a record as a starter for Georgia in his career. 29-3. And what's interesting about that is if we look at the day of this game, his birthday is 10/28. So it's 292, or total span of 293 days till his next birthday. Total span of 293 days till his next birthday, the day of the game. He could become 29-3 as a starter for Georgia with the win. This is Georgia's 15th game for the season, TCU's 15th game for the season. TCU has a quarterback that wears the number 15. This could be the reason why Georgia coach sits on 15 losses for his career with the win. And, that's about what I'll put for this game. Nothing crazy, just a bunch of numbers. Throwing them out there. Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you insight to the game. Get you started on a decode or add to a decode that you already have. One thing I failed to mention, the number 15. It means sums to 65. That could be the reason why TCU coach gets a 65th loss all time for his career. But yeah, hopefully this helps. Hopefully this gives you insight to the game. Get you started on a decode, add to a decode that you already got started on. I wish you guys the best of luck on all your picks for this game. And hopefully you win all the money in the world. And I'll see you guys in the next video.